off my lawn! Good morning. Yeah, so it is 66 wonderful degrees this morning, and I got a lot of things to accomplish while it's cool. But I have my own posse this morning. This is the way it is every morning. If you walk out of the house and you think that you're going to walk around without feeding the chickens, okay, not going to happen, because they will follow you around. Look at this crew I got here. And by the way, I got like 20 more in the brooders. Looking pretty good. I got a couple of roosters over here that are getting a little cantankerous. Not at me, at each other. We got too many roosters. That's what happens when you get eggs and you just incubate them. You know, sometimes you end up with more roosters than you know what to do. But anyway, so here's the deal. I don't even know where to begin. Part of this video is about the fun of being homesteader, a farmsteader, as we call it. Same thing, I just like to be different. But yeah, I come from where they call them farms. And down here it's ranches, so I just thought, well, I'd take a little piece of where I grew up in the Midwest, a farm, and call it a farmstead, just to be different. Anyway, here on the farmstead, it's a lot of fun, but it's also a lot of work. So here's the deal about homesteading, farmsteading, okay? If you think you want to have a life where you go out on a lot of vacations, or you take a lot of time off, or you like trips on the weekends, you know, out of town or whatever, probably homesteading is not the best option for you. At least not for me. I've found that I don't have enough time to do everything I need to do when working out of the home, when I work outside the home. So that being said, you know, you look at that as a negative. I like being home, so you know, for me it's not a big deal. However, you don't really get to stop. Sorry, my allergies are going crazy this morning. Cooler weather and everything else, I guess. But anyway, but you do get to enjoy things like this. A cat that won't leave your shoes alone. And did you untie my shoes? Did you untie my shoes? Misty! Misty! She untied my shoes. I have these big boots that you just slip on, and I like them, except they're steel-toed boots and they're really heavy, and they wear me out wearing them around when I don't need to be, so I don't wear them very often, this time of year anyway. And I got my hiking shoes that I use, and as you can see though, the problem is they're tie shoes, and she untied my shoes. Misty! Yeah, so I got my little entourage this morning. This one right here, the girls feed the cats, but girls don't always get up as soon as Daddy does on a weekend. So, Misty. All right, come with me. Let's go over here. My crew is my crew is excited because I'm going over here. I wasn't really planning on. Okay, here's the deal. I need to feed them. That's just how it is. We generally try to let them eat bugs and stuff, but I give them stuff in the mornings just to keep them out of the garden, because if I don't give them food in the mornings, they pay me back by going into the garden and pecking at my pumpkins. So I kind of have to do something. Don't you pecking me. long story short was, we have, the cats are outside now. They can go be barn cats or whatever. And I try to feed the cats in the barn. But everybody can get in the barn as far as the cats go, except for perhaps Simba. So I try to feed him outside. The problem is the chickens like the cat food. They're just crazy. They eat everything. So what we were seeing back there was a little dispute we had going on over who's supposed to be eating the cat food. I fed the chickens. I threw that on the ground. You saw me do that, hoping that that would stave that off, but it didn't. So, because chickens are good eating, but they're also crazy. So anyway, come with me as I water garden 1. So guys, this is garden 1. Now I promise you guys, I know it's a mess, but you're going to want to keep up with our videos because I'm cleaning this up. That is one thing I absolutely promise you, that is, unless something happens to me, right? This is a project that is going to happen. I want this to be a beautiful garden. It will be a beautiful garden. It just takes time. Working outside the home. Brandy's going to be working outside the home pretty soon, part-time to full-time. So it's just, you know, it tends to be something I can do in the evenings or in the mornings, depending on my shift, and on the weekends. So you have to, you know, you have to forgive me. I just don't have the time to get things as quickly as I'd like to. But it is going to happen. Let's do another garden tour, see how things are going here in the garden 1. All right, here's my messy tomato plant. But you know what? I've been feeding it compost tea, and as you can see, I do have several tomatoes that are starting to ripen up way down there. I hope you can see them in the video. Excuse me, way down there at the bottom. Several of them. Actually, you need to probably get out here and pick them. Way down at the bottom, of course. So, I'm a believer in compost tea. If you guys don't know what compost tea is, we have sheep, we have goats, but primarily sheep and chickens here on the farm. After their poo has been sitting around on the farm for, you know, several weeks, you go around and you pick it up. Well, you can pick it up with, you know, a shovel or whatnot. You don't have to pick it up by hand if you don't want to, or you can. But anyway, you put that in a bucket and you fill it up with water. And my goats are saying good morning. They're like, I'm hungry. Anyway, you put that in there and some water and let it sit for a while, and that's how you make compost tea. And it is amazing fertilizer basically for your garden. Okay, now here is my very, very messy, but yet I'm proud of it, not of the mess, but of what's going on, asparagus bed. So I will be cleaning this all up. I'm gonna put mulch down to try to stave off some of the weeds, and it's gonna be a pretty deal. But you know, problem is every time I think I've got a priority, another priority takes its place. So things kind of get pushed back that aren't the priority of the moment. Okay, so this one's kind of tiny. It didn't do so well. It's right here. It's a little asparagus plant. It's alive, but it didn't grow as quickly as some of them did, as you're going to see in here in a second. Now look at this bad boy over here. Hope you guys can. Okay, so this is a little bit of a part of the plant here off the side of it, and then you got this big shoot. I don't know if you can see this right now. This is a shoot. All this right here is an asparagus shoot right here. Okay, looking great. It goes all the way up to, let me see if I can see the camera. All the way up to here. I hope you can see that in the video. I don't know. They have a lot green. Okay, that's one of my better ones. That one's doing very well this year. This is our first year, guys. These are first year plants. Okay, here's another one that's doing pretty well. All this right here, asparagus. Okay, these are doing so-so. This one's looking pretty good. It's getting taller. There's one here taller. That's over here. Look at this massive bad boy. Look at that. So it's coming along. It's coming along. And so next year, hopefully we'll have an even better plot than this. We'll be having us some asparagus around here. Who likes asparagus? Raise your hand. Me, this guy. I love asparagus. 2 of our blackberry bushes. Now, we have blackberry brambles all over this property, but 2 things happen, okay? One is there's a lot of stickers. You gotta get poked by, a lot of thorns rather, when it comes to blackberry brambles. And 2, the brambles are a little tinier usually. These are thornless, I believe Brandy said, and they put off some much bigger berries. So they're looking pretty good. Remember, we're in the heat of the summer, right? And it's been a brutal summer so far. I planted carrots in here. I planted some carrots. We're gonna see how it's gonna go. I think I'm gonna end up doing several raised beds in here for next year. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. So it's gonna, I don't know. I think it's gonna happen. There was a video I saw yesterday, something about vertical growing. So I'm gonna be watching that as well. And probably some videos on that, what I find out with that later too. But this whole area, I'm praying that this whole area next year is a food haven. Hear the goat? It's funny because the sheep go bah, and the goats go meh. It's funny. Ooh, look at there. Look at there. Do you see it right there? Look at that. What is that? The watermelon. Oh, it's your watermelon. It's your watermelon. Ooh, there's another one right there. These probably need to go in. You know, one of my favorite memories of my childhood was being on my grandparents' farm. And what would usually happen is, on a Sunday morning, we would go out to the garden and we would pick a watermelon, which they were a lot bigger than these. I think it's the variety. And next year I want big watermelon. Big watermelon. We got a big family. Big watermelon. But anyway, we would go out there and pick whatever watermelon we wanted, put it in the refrigerator, come back after church and slice that bad boy up. Those are some of my greatest memories, having that watermelon. Need a bigger variety for next year. Elderberry. Yeah, elderberry. If you don't know the health benefits to elderberry, we'll do a video on that probably soon too. Yeah, this is elderberry right here. We're gonna plant, I think we're gonna take this and plant all around the perimeter of this garden with elderberry plants. They're very, very good for you. In fact, we'll do a video on just some of the benefits that we know of elderberry. So more on that coming soon. I do need to water this plant. This plant is an elderberry because you need 2. And it's not looking as good. I've got to, let me see if I can. Yeah, I got to get this one taken care of here. I got to get this one. It needs some water, I think. I don't want that to die. Figure out what's going on with that. Why are these black? You guys any idea why the leaves would be black? Put it down in the comments below if you would. I got to figure out why they're black. Does it need more compost tea, less compost tea? None of the above, more water, less water. I don't know. I need to look that up. All right, guys. I'll see you later. I got more chores to do. Come along. Did I hear some of you say you wanted goats? Life with goats right here. Sorry, I've got my cam up on my head because we have some escapees this morning. So what we've been doing is we put them in this pretty good sized pen area down in our creek line, in our little wooded area that was really grown up, as you can see. And we're just trying to clear out an area there that we can kind of walk through it, and, you know, the kids can play and we can have a good time. And, you know, if we want to make it a little campground, all that. We just need it cleared out so we can walk through our property, basically. And then right where the white goat, right over there, you don't think you can see my hand, right over there, that's Rue. He is a new addition. So he is a Billy. The rest are nannies. They're all young, but anyway, he's the one I'm kind of concerned about because he's fairly new to the addition. The rest of them are pretty much all stay around here and stick around together. But the good news is he's been with them now for a week, so he's got himself a herd. So he's not running away. He's the one that was an escapee last week, and we spent all last Sunday chasing him around the property. So I'm praying we don't have to do that again today. Oh, what are you doing over there?
Is it on?
Yeah.
Oh, that one. I was looking at your phone for a second. My husband is so mean. He made me trim this whole thing with a handsaw. No, really. Here's the deal, guys. I know people are like, oh my gosh, a handsaw, are you kidding me? Can't believe you're using a handsaw, or, you know, we have batteries and electrics and gas and all that stuff for that. You're not going to get stronger if you don't use it. Here's the deal. I use this until I'm like, okay, my arm is gone. I can't do it anymore. And then I switch to the chainsaw and finish the job. But here's the deal, is the more I use this and start out with this, the stronger I'm getting and the more of the tree I'm able to do. That's how you build strength, guys. You don't have to go to the gym every day. Get outside and work on your property. Especially if you're a homesteader like us. This is definitely doing it. And too, you have to remember that these things are made to have teeth. I really honestly am not putting forth any effort of pushing. I'm not having to push the saw into her. All you have to do is make sure that you keep the motion going, and this does all the work for you. So don't be afraid of hand saws, hand tools, especially for women that chainsaws are a little harder to maybe handle, or you're scared of a chainsaw or things like that. These are perfect for us, guys. They build up your strength. And men, if you want to start building up some muscles, get to hacking with this thing after your wife has gone through and done the limbs like me, and go after the bottom of it if you want. But anyway, so yeah, we have some cedar trees. I don't know if you guys know this, but cedar trees soak up it's like 300 gallons, isn't it?
I think it's 30 to 40 a day, something like that, or at least.
I was thinking it was more than.
I don't know. It's a lot.
It's a lot of water.
I'll try to put it in the comments.
We'll find out exactly. But I was thinking that they soak up a lot of water, and so anyways, these guys soak up a lot of water. So we are actually getting rid of our cedars. You can use them for a lot of other uses. I know that with the limbs, we are actually going to use the smaller limbs, just skin them basically, and use them to make brooders and to make smaller cages, smaller shelters, things like that stuff, because it is, it's a nice weight. And so if you use the smaller, straighter ones, you can do some nice little, shelters for goats or chickens or whatever, and easily move them around. And reconfigure them even if you need to. We're going to do some notches on them so that we can actually take them apart, move them to a different location, and then set them back together. No nails or anything needed. So start thinking about the things that you need to do, and how can I do this without certain tools, or without nails, or without, if you really truly want to be self-sustaining, that means every single little thing that you're wanting to do, you're going to have to do without a store. So in the woods today, we are using hand saws. I probably will use the chainsaw to take the actual tree down. I think we're going to leave the tree for today. I am really honestly just trying to get it trimmed up some so that I can move my goats up under here and let them clear it out some more for us. Once they've cleared it out, then we'll come back in and we'll take the tree out and all that stuff. That way we're not tripping over briars and stuff like that. So right now the plan is to delimit and declutter it.
I'll delimit.
And to, kind of so that I can get my goat pen in here and let them do some of the work for me. So that's the plan. And I've done all of this in the last, 30 minutes maybe?
Yeah, if that. Yeah.
Not even 30 minutes, guys. Not even, honestly. 20 minutes probably, at least tops. I have done all of this, and these are actually already off. I just haven't pulled them out yet. So this one is just about done. I think I only have maybe 3 more limbs to go. I might go up just a little bit more just to kind of get the eye pokers. We call these eye pokers. because these are the perfect little
height
for us to, so watch out for those. So if you are doing this kind of work and you're only going up a certain height, make sure you go back through with some loppers or something and just clip off all these little eye pokers. I promise you'll thank me later. There's been a lot of times where we've been like, oh man, I almost got poked in the eye, or oh man, I just got poked in the eye. So get rid of the eye pokers, and I mean, it's literally nothing just to get rid of those, and it's safer for your family. Yes, I probably should have goggles on.
Safety first, yes. You wild and crazy woman,
wild
you.
and crazy. I go in the woods with my handsaw and no glasses. But anyway, so that's what we're doing. I don't know if you can see. Let me put you on pause. I'll clear some of this out. Actually, I'm cutting and Dan is clearing. He's pulling it out. So we'll pull these out and we'll let you see kind of where we're going to put our goats. And I'll show you our goat pen so that you can kind of see what that is. I know that some people think that they have to have, you know, fencing, and they have to fence in their property in order to get some. Yes, you do need to fence in your property. It helps with critters. I personally suggest fencing in other than just slick wire or barbed wire, because not only is it going to keep your smaller critters like goats and sheep and things like that in, but it's also going to help keep the coyotes and the neighbor dogs, things like that, out. So definitely think about getting some sort of field fencing. They have a sheep and goat fencing that's actually not that expensive when you consider fencing itself. So do that for your outside perimeter, and then we do this to control where they're at on a daily basis so that we can
make sure they clear out where we want them to be. Yeah,
they clear out where we want so that we can kind of do this. We have a lot of poison ivy in here. I got a huge bout of poison ivy. This is the first time I've been even wanting to get back into the woods because my whole body was covered in poison ivy. My face was swollen. It was really, really bad. There is a thing I'll probably put in another video about that that actually can help you build up your immunity against poison ivy. I cannot think of the name of it at the top of my head right now, but I will. I'll do that on another video, and I'll tag that poison ivy so you guys can find it later.
We didn't do it this year, and we should have.
We didn't do it this year. I wish I had, and I definitely will be doing it this year. My mom did it 4 years in a row, and she doesn't have any problems with poison ivy anymore. So it's been a while since she's done it. She said she probably would do it again before she got into the woods just to kind of make sure. But you definitely don't want to take the stuff while you have poison ivy. It'll make it worse. So we have to be poison ivy free. So I'm going to have to actually make sure, give myself probably, a few days after being in the woods to make sure I don't have it again before I even attempt to take that stuff. And we shower after we get out of the woods every single time.
Pretty much.
Like, we get out of the woods, we strip down, put everything in the laundry, in the wash, even my gloves, rubber shoes, they all go in the wash, and we hop in the shower. So I got it so bad because I didn't know at the time that I could get it off my goats. So I basically picked up one of my baby goats and was putting her over a fence line, and then kind of nuzzled on her and loved on her and kissed on her and got it all over my face. Did not shower afterwards because I didn't realize that you could get poison ivy off your animals. Yes, you can get poison ivy off of your animals. So if you go nuzzle your goat, make sure you take a shower immediately. Don't let it sit until your nightly shower. Anyways.
All right, back to work.
I think I'm going to get back to work. And, I have so many projects. Dan we're really trying hard to get to where I'm working and he's staying at home because I have a lot of projects for him to do. I want an outdoor shower, guys. Summertime in the woods where nobody can see me, outdoor shower. It sounds fantastic. Heat of the day when I'm just burning up, sounds like a great idea to me.
I'll get right on that in the year 2080.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right, we'll clear this out, and then we'll show you what we're going to let our goats do, and we'll show you how we're pinning up our goats and all that fun stuff. We'll see you in a minute.
It's rolling.
All right. Okay, guys. 2 days later. Just kidding.
2 days later.
Sometimes we're that bad. We still owe you a video on our cob bricks. We had to redo one because it rained, like torrential rains the day after we did that. One of our bricks fell apart, the others were great. I promise we will finish that. We're trying to get this cleared out. We have so many projects that we're trying to get done before winter hits. It's coming fast. I don't know if we're gonna get to the cob this year. I really wanted to. I don't know. I have to really, I have to hone in my ADD sometimes and go, okay, what's the most important thing right now? Getting, food for our goats. I'm not purchasing food for my goats other than minerals that they need, because they've got plenty of food right here. So we're kind of doing two birds, one stone kind of type situation here. But I wanted to show you guys real quick. We do have it, I have it cleared out a little bit. So if you want to look over here, when you're pulling your tree limbs out, there are some cautions that I really want to point out for people that, we treat our channel as though you're a new homesteader, because we know that there are a lot of new homesteaders out there, and
we're not seasoned either. So yeah,
we're new homesteaders, and so we really want to encourage you guys to keep trucking, to keep going, keep moving. Every little bit helps. Every single day that you work on your property is your forever life, versus the day-to-day of just surviving, going to and from work. I mean, our plan is to get Daniel to where he's not having to go to work anymore, which is going to save money on gas. It's going to save us a whole nother car. I mean, honestly, we won't have to have, two cars. We could have a truck and a car or something like that. But it's really going to save us a lot there. He's not having to eat out, and get unhealthy and nasty. He's not having to spend money on food outside the home. So getting him home and making money off of our property not only saves us money, but will make us money, because he's going to be doing stuff here. So there is a fantastic book. I will show you guys. I'll send it in the link. I can't think of it right now. I think it's Gardening on a Third of an Acre, I think, or something. Great book. He makes 10 grand off a third of an acre, guys. I mean, it's possible to get out there. He's growing food for his community and making money to boot. So anyways, off that soapbox and on to another one.
That's another video.
Okay, so see, I told you I'm ADD. Be careful whenever you're pulling stuff out. I've been concentrating on this tree the whole time. I've been sawing each of these limbs down and concentrating on this tree, okay? Then I start pulling stuff out. Here's where I want you to be really careful. I want you to notice that when you're pulling them out, you might be flicking something towards you that you don't even know you're flicking towards you. This is a huge briar with thorns on it that I did see, because I've done this before. I did see it. But this is huge eye pokey problems. I have a pair of loppers that I'm going to clip that as far down as possible. I try pulling them up from the root when I find these. This is a big one. It probably is not going to be pulled up by the root. But here's another one. If you purchase a property, guys, you're not the first one to ever be on that property. Somebody else has owned that. Somebody else has had that in the past. We found so much trash on this property that it's not even funny. Golf balls. We found so many golf balls on this property. It's not even funny. But here's what I kind of want you to see. We're working on this tree, and I've got old rusty barbed wire right here that's from who knows how long. This goes in the ground, guys. This is in the ground. So this has been here a while.
This could be 3 owners ago for all we know. I mean,
yeah, this goes into the tree. The tree basically has gotten a hold of that, and as it's grown, it's pushed it down into the dirt. So we are going to have to figure out how to get this. It's growing into the tree trunk here as well.
I may just have to get the cutters and cut that.
We're going to have to cut the cutters and cut that as close to the base as we possibly can. That is dangerous for your animals, big time.
The kids, if they're running, or
kids, it's dangerous for you. If I was to get my arm caught up in that, so be aware of your surroundings. Be very cautious whenever you're doing this kind of work, because somebody else owned that property. This is years and years and years of that's been staying here, I guarantee you, because it's grown into the tree. So be cautious of briars, be cautious of old fences, broken glass. We found a lot of broken glass on this property.
Pieces of metal.
Pieces of metal.
We had a
cans.
mailbox floating down our creek.
We had a metal mailbox floating down the creek that we have no idea where it came from. So, unfortunately, you know, we're not the first ones here. So be cautious. Okay, there's my cautious symbol. My conscious. Holy cow! There's my be cautious soapbox. This is what we're going to put our goats on today. We are going to basically just, as of right now, we have them in a pen. We can walk over and I'll show you real quick.
And they ate that entire area yesterday in one day. Yeah.
So they've had this in one day.
This whole area that they're in was
we have
grown up with weeds.
our new La Mancha is our little white goat here. He's our stud. He's a La Mancha. They are a great milk breed. And so he's got his own ladies that he has. Hi, girls. Hi, babies. Welcome.
Good.
Okay, so I have these cattle panels here. We like the cattle panels. They're tall. Some of the other ones, be very cautious that you don't get the little 3-foot ones. They'll go over your little 3-foot panels very quickly. These are the 4-foot panels. And they get smaller at the bottom. We have it smaller on the bottom. I watch these guys real careful because they do have horns. Once they start getting a little bit bigger, they might get stuck in these. So I really need to
We'll end up
watch.
replacing this. We'll probably get goat panels later.
But this is what we have at the moment. So I literally, this is what I've done so that it's easy, movable, and we can take this and easily latch the ends of our panels to an existing fence to even make it even bigger. So what I've done, probably the easiest one is here. Okay, so what I've done, guys, is I've gone to Lowe's and I've gotten these cheap little carabiners. They're like, I mean, you can get them for like $1 a piece or something. Something's running my sheep. I'm trying to see. I think they're scared of a neighbor dog. Zeb, no. Leia, come.
What? Oh, the dogs.
Dad let the dogs out. Okay, so I got these carabiners. These guys, these have been great. I have 2 for each end, and I literally just clip them together. Super, super easy. We're not using a bunch of zip ties that we're having to cut each time. We're not having to undo wire 50 million times. We want to undo that. This has been a great little cheap investment. Dan was like, why are you getting a bunch of those? I was like, I got a plan. Just trust me. He had it.
Trust the plan.
He had wire around everywhere, and it was twist and untwist. And my husband likes to twist wire like 50 times to make sure that it's not going to slide off. So it was a lot of time and energy and losing wire because it was eventually breaking after you do that a couple of times. Anyways, so he is like, my wife's a genius. I said, I know, it's time you finally figure that out.
My wife's a genius.
Hi, baby girl. Chewy baby girls. Anyways,
They were hungry.
so these guys, what we've been doing is we've closed them in. Now, my girls, if I let them out, they're so used to us at this point.
They'll stick around.
They stick around. All I have to do is call for them. They come to me and I can close them back up very easily. They're super, super friendly. I do love that about goats versus the sheep. The sheep we have a hard time taming. Little Mr. La Mancha, we call him Roo. His name is Buckaroo. And we name him Roo for short. He is not there yet. The first time we got home, he escaped.
Last weekend, right?
Two weekends.
Was it? No.
Yes, it's been 2 weeks. He's been with us
Has
2
it?
weeks. Yes,
I don't
sir.
know.
Last weekend was my birthday. And
Yeah,
I
but
went
I still-
shopping and all of that.
Okay, maybe. I don't know. Losing track of time. Just losing track
I
of
think
time.
2 weeks now. Anyways, he got loose from us. He did not know we had the girls. He took off like a deer into the woods. Oh my gosh, we're never gonna catch him. He did not come to food. They never fed him, so he didn't come to food, didn't know what food is. Still really doesn't know what food is. He might get it.
He's investigating, it looks like.
I'm sure they probably ate it all, dude. Anyways, so we were not able to entice him with food. We did have a collar and a dog leash on him for transport purposes. He still had that on him, and I thought, oh my gosh, he's gonna get tangled up. I'm not gonna know where he's at. La Mancha are very, very quiet goats. He does not make a sound, guys. So I was like, we're never gonna find him. Dan got his drone out, looking for him, trying to see if he could spot where he was at. Could not spot him, so we knew that he was in a very wooded area. Dan went out on foot once again, looking for him and in some of the very, you know, treed areas. Found him laying down in a nice little shaded spot under some cedars, and I was able to get close enough. He was tired and scared, poor thing. I was able to get close enough to grab a hold of the leash and hang on for dear life, and was able to pick him up and carry him out. So once we introduced him to the girls, he's gotten out. They got out this morning, and he stayed with the girls, and it was super easy. We basically opened up a side panel and walked away and kind of slowly pushed him that direction.
He's eating something.
And he came right in, no problem, because he wants to stay with the girls. Now they're herd animals, so he wants to stay with his ladies. Who wouldn't want to leave 5 ladies if they had gorgeous 5 ladies waiting for them?
Four ladies.
Four ladies,
yeah.
sorry, 4 ladies. So that was a good. We didn't have him escape again. So I think he's getting friendlier. He's not as scared of us as he used to be. But what we're doing now, so the whole point in saying that is I don't just open it up and move my panels at this moment because he's so scared. I don't want him taking off again. So I slowly close the space up and take panels out. We've got 2 panels loose over here that are already loose. We have a total of 6 panels. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, we have a total of 6 panels. For us, that is a really good number because we don't have to change them multiple times a day. We can change them once a day. If we put them in a very condensed area, then we can even change them every other day.
All right, let's get to it. Hey everybody, you're just kind of riding along with us here.
Is it on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Watch the eye pokers.
Yes.
I got my sunglasses this morning, but unfortunately I had a Joe Biden thing going on where my sunglasses were falling off my face. So, you know, didn't really want that happening.
Hey, will you grab the loppers and let's get rid of this before...
Did I not bring the loppers over here?
You.
Aha, there you are, you sneaky lappa. Oh, you sneaky lappa. All right.
Let's get rid of the barbed wire and the...
I have a hate relationship with thorns.
Yes. And they really do like to... They like to grab a hold of those tails and hang on for dear life. They really do.
Yes.
Okay.
I need to pull some of this out. Oh, that's a snake. No, just kidding.
Hey, that's happened.
That has happened.
I don't know if you guys know this, but these vines, like this one probably doesn't have, let's see, this one, probably not this one, this one. I don't know if you guys know this. Here, this one cut that one for me, Will. Thank you. So, you know, not everybody knows this stuff. I don't know. If you guys are in the Broken Bow area, right, Broken Bow?
Broken Bow, yeah.
Broken Bow area, we have a friend down there. I cannot think of the name of his company at the time off the top of my head.
Paratus? Paratus, I think, yeah.
LLC.
Todd Branda.
Todd Branda is a great friend of ours.
EMS helicopter pilot.
Yes.
Former military helicopter pilot.
Email. Fantastic guy. But he does, so if you guys are anywhere near that area or want to take a fun weekend trip, he does survival classes that are, I have not taken one, I would love to. Maybe I can get Dan and I to go down there one day and have a vacation. That would be a
be
vacation
fantastic,
for
yeah.
us. But anyways, that'd be great. He does
Survival training would be
survival.
fantastic
Oh my
vacation. Are you
gosh,
kidding? Yeah.
So if you guys are in that southeast Oklahoma area at all, or want to take a fun trip or anything like that, Paratus LLC. I know he's on Instagram. I'm sure he's probably on Facebook.
Yeah, I'll add the information in our
We
description
can
down
add
below.
his info in our thing. But anyway, so great guy, does great stuff. But these limbs, this vine here, I don't know if you guys can see this vine here. This has water in it, guys. We had one in Texas that was about this big, and just dripped water from it all the time. It had a small crack in it, and it was always dripping water. So that's a good kind of emergency water source if you ever are in the woods and need kind of a real quick drink, a pick-me-up in the heat or whatever. That has water in it. So there you go, fresh water right there. Alright guys, we're going to trim this tree up, move them over, and then we're done. So we're going to go ahead and sign off. Our battery's getting low, and we'll see you back with the next shenanigan, where having fun is part of the daily chore.
See you later.